I greet you with grace and peace, and I welcome you here to the annual memorial service for the Stanford University Anatomical Gift Program. We gather this evening at the heart of our campus, amid the sacred splendor of Memorial Church, to remember and honor the lives and legacies of those who have selflessly given themselves for the sake of teaching and learning, for research and the advancement of medical breakthroughs. Through their lives, they have given life to others. Tonight, with their family and friends, we at Stanford, students, staff, and faculty, pause to acknowledge the immense gifts each individual has given. Through music, testimonies, and reflections, we will pay tribute to our donors, offering our gratitude as we remember, honor, and celebrate them. Friends, let us begin. Let us remember, let us honor, and let us celebrate.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for gathering here with us today. Our first speaker today is Dr. Ian Whitmore, Professor of Surgery and Clinical Anatomy, who will be presenting our opening remarks.
Thank you, Reverend Dean Steinvert, for your words of welcome. Dear friends, welcome to the second Anatomical Gift Program Memorial Service. We are gathered here tonight to pay tribute to and celebrate the invaluable contributions of our donors to our medical school's educational mission. Community members' generosity in deciding to become donors to AGP is singularly the most important factor that enriches the educational journey of our future healthcare providers. The AGP lies in the foundation of all our courses and has existed as a core program for over 75 years. The crucial role of our donors in the process of scientific teaching and learning is perhaps obvious, but I would like to take a moment to recognize the special relationship between donors on the one hand and students, staff, and faculty on the other that fosters much more: trust, respect, compassion, kindness, and a deep sense of gratitude, all of which translate to the future years with patients in the clinical world. The development of this holistic professionalism is something that I have experienced as part of my 6-decade-long journey in medicine, and I am indebted to the countless donors and patients who have entrusted me with their care. Without them, my career path in anatomy would not have been tenable. Ultimately, healthcare is a person-to-person interaction like no other. While we are all aware that we have a common final destination for our life journey, the passing of a loved one always elicits grief and a sense of loss. For all those gathered today who knew a family member or loved one that was a donor to our program, I share those sentiments at a personal level. Like you, I have gone through recent loss. My brother-in-law suddenly and unexpectedly passed away 20 months ago, and my sister was inconsolable. While her loss is immense and irreplaceable, it has been comforting to reflect on the meaningful life they had together. For everyone gathered here today, I pray that this evening will help provide some level of comfort and even a sense of closure. Let's join today in recognizing and celebrating all our donors to AGP. Thank you for trusting us with their care. Thank you for your support, and thank you for nurturing such a meaningful relationship.
Thank you, Dr. Whitmore. Now we will hear from Dr. Darren Salmi, Clinical Assistant Professor of Surgery and Pathology, who will share some words of reflection.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for allowing me to say a few words about the Anatomical Gift Program. While I've been invited to speak here today due to my role as an anatomy professor, I'm also here as a one-time medical student who learned from anatomic gift donors myself. And finally, I'm also here as a future anatomic gift donor to my former medical school. When I first started teaching anatomy, I would often hear those who signed up to become anatomical gift donors make the same joke. They would always say, "Wow, my friends are not going to believe I finally got into Stanford Med School." And, I get what they meant, and I appreciate the humble humor in it, but I actually always thought they were underselling their achievement because they weren't just getting into med school, they were becoming our most valued professors. You see, we can show pictures of the various parts of the human body to students, but it's the donors that make that knowledge tangible. We can tell students that there's much anatomic variation from person to person, but it's the donors that demonstrate how truly unique each human being is. We can make students study for exams, but it's the donors that make them remember. It truly is an honor to work alongside these colleagues of infinite generosity, patience, and impact. Before we started our anatomy class at my medical school, we watched an interview of a former donor. She spoke about the various life experiences that led her to want to become an anatomical gift donor. And at the very end, the interviewer asked her if she had a message for any future learners who she may one day teach. And I'll never forget, she looked at the camera and she said, "Be gentle and learn as much as you can." And those words really stuck with me throughout medical school, and I did my absolute best to indeed learn as much as I could. They resonate with me today as I try to teach as much as I can. And again, finally, they give me the inspiration to one day become an anatomical gift donor myself. So thank you to everyone who has joined us today to celebrate our shared gratitude for these amazing individuals of the Anatomical Gift Program.
Thank you, Dr. Salmi. Stanford Medicine Orchestra with soloist Dr. Gary Steinberg will now grace us with a rendition of Gabriel's Oboe.
As we continue to honor our donors and their loved ones, 5 donor relatives will share words of remembrance as a celebration of the lasting impact that our donors have made in their own lives and in the lives of so many others. Let us warmly welcome our first donor family remembrance speaker, Gavin Knight.
Hi, I just want to say thank you to the Anatomical Gift Program. My father worked at the Stanford Linear Accelerator Center for over 30 years. He loves Stanford, he loved the campus. So I just want to ask everyone to take a moment to enjoy the campus. If you work here, enjoy everything it has to offer. He loved the track he ran with the Angel Field Ancients, and I think he just truly loves Stanford, and it was a home for him. And by donating his body to science, it was a fitting end to his sort of Stanford legacy. So I appreciate that a lot. He was a loving father to myself and my sister, and a supportive husband. He also loved working on running. That was his passion. So he measured running courses like the Beta Breakers and the Nike Women's Marathon. And he just felt that sports was a great way for society to come together and compete in a healthy and friendly way. And I guess I would say if he had something to share, he would say, be kind to one another, find ways to help one another. He was always helpful. He always helped me when I had problems. And his belief was that by being kind and being gracious and helping each other, that's how we can all succeed. So especially in these times, in his honor, I would just say, try to be kind.
Thank you, Mr. Knight, for those beautiful words of remembrance. Let us warmly welcome our next donor family remembrance speaker, Karen Pandula.
Good evening. Both my parents passed away this year, 6 months apart, and both donated their bodies to the Stanford Anatomical Program. Losing one parent is difficult. Losing both so close together is disorienting and heartbreaking. My parents were married 67 years. They raised 3 daughters and enjoyed their 11 grandchildren. My father, Milton Costner, was an engineer who loved science and learning about all aspects of our world. So donating his body to science to further science was very important to him. In fact, he made me promise him many times to honor his wishes after he died. My father taught me to always ask when I don't understand something and read the fine print. My mother, Mary Ann Costner, cared for my sisters and I when we were young. Later in her life, she went back to school and enjoyed managing their investments, something she did very well. My mother taught me to work hard to achieve my goals. She was always so happy to see me when I visited her at her retirement community. My mother missed my father terribly after he passed. As my parents aged, their strengths and their weaknesses complemented each other, allowing them to function well as one whole person. I take great comfort in knowing that they are now united together for eternity. May God be with all of us as we grieve and give us the courage and the strength to live in ways that would bring joy to God and to our loved ones. Thank you so much.
This evening, we will also hear several creative pieces from students who would like to express their gratitude for the invaluable gift that the donors have given them in the world of education. Our first student is Sofia Egizabal, who will be performing a classical guitar solo of Merry Go Round of Life from the film Howl's Moving Castle. Sophia chose Merry Go Round to honor the kindness and generosity of our donors and their families, and to create a moment of peace and reflection through its calming melody.
We will now hear a few words from our next donor family remembrance speaker, Joanne Jacques.
Good evening. I feel so honored and privileged to get to say a few words about my grandmother, Josephine Valenti. As I speak for my family, she will always remain our beloved Gigi, for that was the endearing nickname given to her by my children and used by all who loved her. Gigi was first-generation American and came from extremely humble beginnings. She was one of 7 children, and her father passed away by the time she was a very early teenager. When Gigi was in 8th grade, she had to quit school so that she could help provide a home for her mother and food for her siblings. She had this insatiable desire to learn. And so she really was the trailblazer in our family, carving a brand new way for all of the generations that would follow. She always wanted to go to college, but because she didn't have the means, she became an entrepreneur by the time she was 31, opening her first of many hair salons. And it is there that she found herself in the company of some highly educated people who she studied and quickly copied most of their behaviors and protocols she continued to witness. She not only had this hunger for knowledge, but she had a craving for spirituality. She researched and researched so many religions until finally recognizing that Jesus Christ was indeed her Lord and Savior. She inculcated her family with the need to know the absolute truth about the Lord and with the need to go to college. I guess it was maybe about a decade ago that Gigi started talking about wanting to donate her body to science because she felt like she had a lifetime of cooking and eating really good food and clean and exercising and doing yoga almost every day. She really was convinced that the medical field would benefit from studying her. So in the days leading up to her passing, we contacted Stanford and asked about this anatomical gift program. The woman, Erica, who helped us, quickly felt like she became part of our family as she helped us navigate this road that we were very unfamiliar with. And I will never forget the day we were all sitting in the hospital room and Erica called me to tell me that Stanford accepted Gigi into the program. Like you suggested, I had this profound realization that Gigi, my grandmother, Miss 94-year-old Josephine Valenti, was finally going to college, and Stanford University at that. I ran out of that hospital room so fast to buy her and my whole family Stanford apparel that when we got back, I laid a t-shirt over her on her hospital bed, and my family and I changed and proudly boasted our new Stanford swag. Oh my goodness, that day was so emotional for us, as you could only imagine. And a bunch of nurses gathered and the doctors came in, and one of the nurses looked at me and She just said, "It's so crazy this lady is passing because we feel like you're sending her off to college." And I looked at my family and I just thought, wow, they had no idea how deeply that affected us all to the mitochondria cellular level. Gigi passed last December 8th, and it did not fall short on any of us that this woman got to go to college and she entered heaven on the same exact day. So on behalf of my entire family, all of who make up Gigi's prodigious spiritual legacy, I want to say thank you so much to the Lord. Thank you to Erica, and thank you to every single person here at Stanford that really helped fulfill these two goals for her. Because now, Gigi, forever and into eternity, will be a cardinal. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. We are honored to also welcome up Bijan Esfahani, our next donor family remembrance speaker.
Good evening. My mother, Azar Nurbakhsh, immigrated to the United States when she was 47 years old. While she remained homesick for the rest of her life, we shared many special memories and moments together here on the Stanford University campus throughout various Iranian cultural events. These gatherings brought her so much joy. They were opportunities to celebrate our heritage, enjoy music, poetry, and most important, connect with our community. These memories created touchstones of life that for brief moments gave her a sense of home. In her last days, Mom showed a remarkable sense of peace and awareness. She knew her time was coming to a close, and she faced the experience with clarity. As she made the decision to donate her body, her choice felt like a natural expression of who she was and her desire to be a source of meaning to others at the closing of her life's final chapter. I am filled with gratitude for the love and support Mom received from family and friends in her final season. And personally, I feel a deep sense of admiration for my mom's courage and generosity. I'd like to extend my heartfelt appreciation and thanks to Stanford University and to the School of Medicine's Anatomical Gift Program for making it possible for Mom to make this donation. My family and I sincerely hope that students have benefited from the education her gift provided. My mom's final days, she often reminded me of these expressive words of love and belonging from the 13th century poet Rumi, who wrote, "Out beyond the ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, and even the phrase each other makes no sense." Mom, thank you for showing us all what it means to live with a resilient sense of dignity, grace, generosity, and joy. Your song lives on in us. And finally, a special thank you to my wife, Lori, who's here with us tonight. I cherish your companionship and grateful for all the ways we advocated for Mom and her last wishes. I love you immensely and immeasurably. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bijan. Our next student performance will be a hula dance to the song Mele Ohana by Kiali'i Rachel. The dance will be performed by Crystal Diaz. Reflecting further on this piece, Crystal says that Mele Ohana is about family. Family is the heart of our most cherished memories and connections, and this song serves as a tribute to the values and moments shared.
Thank you, Crystal, for that beautiful performance. We will now hear a few words from Sarah Anderson, our final donor family remembrance speaker.
Thank you, and what a beautiful evening. Thank you very much to the Anatomical Gift Program for paying tribute like this. It's just stunning, and I'm going to speak about my dad, and he's here. I feel it. And so I'll just tell you, first and foremost, he's a teacher, and I reflect on the words of the speakers tonight about how appropriate it is that he's still teaching so many, and for rippling out. So I'm grateful that he made this decision with my mom 10 years ago. So when our dad passed away at the age of 83 last December from lung cancer, our familiar ground fell into the unknown. He was so many things to us and others: a devoted husband to Marilee, a beloved father to Sarah, Mary, and son-in-law Lance, and an engaged granddad of Sophie and Finn. He was a natural teacher, a great neighbor, a loyal friend. One remarkable thing about him is that he was consistently himself no matter who he was with. Warm, friendly, curious, thoughtful, intelligent, open-minded, non-judgmental, good-humored. He showed genuine interest in anyone, and people were drawn to him because they sensed he had something to offer, whether a book suggestion, a tool, a recipe, or an ear to listen. Samuel Robert Anderson grew up in San Francisco and Palo Alto. He was in the first graduating class of Palo Alto's new high school, Cubberley, in 1958. He attended Dartmouth College, a formative experience that nurtured his curiosity and love of learning. An avid reader of literature and poetry, he majored in English. During his college summers, he worked at Yosemite, where he met another college student, Marilee May. They were married for 62 years and settled in Palo Alto. Sam taught English at Mills High School in Millbrae for 35 years. Sam and Marilee loved exploring new places, and over the years traveled to many continents. Together they belonged to several communities: Dartmouth Friends, Palo Alto's Iris Way neighborhood for 57 years, Mills High School colleagues, a bunch of book groups, and a circle of friends from their early marriage years. Sam valued the people in his life and always showed up for them with a generosity of spirit. He loved the life of the mind and physical work. He read widely and often and could talk on many subjects: language, history, literature, the natural world. In the last couple of years, he retaught himself calculus for fun. He loved poets Robinson Jeffers and Robert Frost, among others. He worked with his hands, gardening, sewing sleeping bags for us, and building many things that others benefited from, like an addition to our house, and with his grandson, the little library in our neighborhood. At 62, Sam trekked 200 miles with his good friend Don Kenyon from the north to the south of Wales, and 9 years later, they walked from coast to coast in England. These trips fed Sam's love for the outdoors, exploring new places, and physically challenging adventures. When grandchildren Sophie and Finn arrived, Sam was deeply involved in their lives during their primary school years at the San Francisco Waldorf School, together with Marilee, taking them on after-school museum visits, neighborhood explorations, and nature walks. He and Marilee attended every sports event, play, concert, all the way through the grandkids' high school. He remained involved in their lives till the end, as he did with all of us. We cherish the beautiful person he was, and we will always carry his spirit in our hearts.
Thank you, Sarah, and to all of our donor family speakers for those beautiful words of remembrance, memories, and love. Our final student tribute of the evening will be from Beverly Fu, Luis Lim, Jonathan Pereira, and Samya Sao, who will be performing the song Everglow by Coldplay. They describe Everglow as being about love, loss, and the enduring presence of people who have deeply touched our lives. Though we may never have met these individuals in the course of their lives on earth, their generosity and compassion continue to guide us. This song is a tribute to their lasting impact and legacy.
They say people come, say people go.
This particular diamond was extra special.
And though you might be gone, and the world may not know, still I see you celestial. And I should, but I can't let you go. When I'm cold, cold,
Yeah, when I'm cold,
there's a light that you give me when I'm in shadow. There's a feeling within me that never glows. Like brothers in blood, or sisters who ride.
yeah, we swore on that night we'd be friends till we die.
But the changing of winds and the way waters flow, life is short as the falling snow. And I'm gonna miss you, I know. But when I'm cold, cold,
In a waterfall,
So if you love someone, you should let them know. Oh, the light that you gave me will ever glow.
Friends, tonight we have had the opportunity together to wed our grief with hope as we offer our sincere gratitude to the many donors and their families for the true gift of life they gave through death. It is true that they are with us always. They are ever glowing in that way with us. You see, grief and love, they are two sides of the same coin. We grieve to the extent to which we have loved, and that love we have available to give to others. Those who go on before us have left us a gift that we honor here tonight in a very concrete and specific way. But my goodness, did you hear all of the other gifts that they have given us? The lessons that they leave are our legacy. To the extent to which we live them out and embody them in our lives, why they continue to live. So friends, be kind. Help one another. Be curious. Work hard. Cultivate an insatiable desire for learning. Live with dignity, grace, generosity, and joy. Be fully yourself everywhere and always. And whatever you do, use your life as a teaching tool for all, from beginning to end. I confess it is not always easy to see the blessing in our losses. Yet indeed, that is what the donors we recognize tonight have given us, a blessing. Through their generosity, they have given us the opportunity to find hope and healing and life anew. And so this evening, as we close, I leave you with a blessing of hope. Hear now these words. So may we know that hope is not just for someday, but for this day. Here, now, in this moment that opens to us. Hope not made of wishes, but of substance. Hope made of sinew and muscle and bone. Hope that has breath and a beating heart. Hope that will not keep quiet and be polite. Hope that knows how to holler when it is called for. Hope that knows how to sing when there seems no cause. Hope that raises us from the dead, not someday, but this day, every day, again and again and again. May you go this night in hope, healing, and gratitude. May it be so. Thank you for coming this evening. Our program has ended. May you go in peace.